It will turn into maybe fear and then anger and then despair and then sorrow. But it will change, and you'll see this is how it goes. And so moment-to-moment awareness outside of ourselves without judgment, which is the hardest thing for us in this day and age, is we're judging ourselves. Is the worst part, the self-judgment. And then, of course, we're judging others. So we can't be perfect about that, but we need to be aware when it happens and try to do less. So if that's the definition, then let me give you 3 pillars to think about as we go here. The first is presence, and that kind of goes to the awareness. And presence means that calm, clarity, and this greater beyond self. One of the most interesting things, and that's commonly confused when we talk about mindfulness, because it gets put into this like self-help category. Does that word translate self-help? See? Is that it's not about changing your thinking, it's about not thinking at all. Not changing your thinking. This is not about being more positive, right? Which I believe in, by the way, too, in self-actualization. This is about no thinking, so you can clear your mind. You know, do you guys have like Christmas snow globes you can shake up and the snow comes down as kids? Yeah, So we have the snow globe, it's agitated. Most of our minds are like that, and there's things going on. There's emotions, there's people, there's stress. And see clearly and understand what really all things are about when it's always agitated. So it's calming the mind to get to no thought. The second pillar of this is what I call acceptance. This is, I believe, one of the hardest for us, and this is why we go see psychologists and talk to life coaches. And that is just the pure act of unattachment and letting go. So not being attached to the past. A great example of this is what we call fixed thinking. Anybody ever like go home for a holiday and get into the same arguments with their relatives every year? Especially about politics? Yeah? Do you know why we do that? Because we're so attached to the one opinion we had at one moment in our life that we won't let it go. And because we have attached our self-worth to these opinions, if one thing is wrong, then everything possibly can be wrong. It's like a string from a sweater. And so that's why we defend these things. And so just that act of letting go can make all the difference. And then it's the unattachment of all of these other things in our past. We are not our family. We are not who we were brought up to be. We are none of those things. And letting go of those identifications is critical for us to get clarity and calm. The last of these pillars are compassion. And that means the act of empathy. So when you see somebody that is suffering, you do something. Not just say, oh, they're suffering, yeah? You actually do something. And you constantly seek places to come from a place of compassion. It's most important when it's somebody you don't like or want to just go away, right? How many people can think of somebody at work they just want to go away? Or you guys aren't being honest, yeah? Yeah, we do. But this is the time we need to come from compassion and say, maybe I need to, why would they feel like that? They're not a bad person, although I'd like to believe it because they're attacking me, but why? And understand why. Is it because they had a bad day, they had a bad childhood, whatever? Finding compassion for those that you dislike the most is the real test. Presence, acceptance, compassion. See? Anybody have a question right now, or even questioning why they're sitting in this audience and not eating lunch? What are you talking about? We're here for entrepreneurship and digital marketing. I would understand, though. I would understand. If somebody has a question, feel free to raise your hand or just stand up and say something. Go ahead. I will repeat the question so everybody could hear and tell me if I get it right, which is, I can't feel like I'm very present right now because I have a lot of other people that are asking for my time and pulling it, and I can almost feel it in my pocket with the phone or in my purse, yeah? Anybody else feel like that? It's hard to be present and, yeah? Okay, yeah, woo! Hold on, let's just get it straight. Let's just go right there. That's a perfect one. How many people right now are feeling it to be hard to be fully present? Woo! Okay. Let's just take care of that right now. Yeah, is this good? Okay, cool. This is not the script, so there goes. I would like if you guys would just indulge me for 2 minutes. Is that okay? You give me 2 minutes of your time and just maybe trust me. So if I could have everybody sit on the edge of their chair and sit straight up. I'm going to time us here. You can sit, yeah? It's easier to sit. The translation's not working very well now. Or maybe it's our brains are not fully present, right? Yeah? It's okay. No, I'm just using you for humor. Thank you for that, yeah? So we're going to do what I just call 2 minutes of mindful silence. Yeah? So it's called other things, but we're just going to keep it simple. So there's 3 cues for you. One is to sit up straight and feel your abdomens holding you up, yeah? 2 is you can leave your hands out here and let your shoulders go back and drop down. Most of us hold lots of weight in our shoulders and kind of hold us up, but let them go down. And then the only thing else you have to think about is your breathing. And so a really easy way to stay on your breath is to think about your breath coming in your belly, feel it, almost breathe through your belly, and then out through what's called the third eye or your forehead, out to the universe. So in through the belly, out through the third eye. So for 2 minutes, we're going to do that. You can keep your eyes open or closed. If you have a meditation practice, you can use it. But this is just 2 minutes of mindful silence. And let's just see how we feel starting now. Bueno. I think I could just end like that and we'd all feel so much better, yeah? How do you feel? Better, yeah? How many people feel just a little bit better? Wouldn't it be nice to feel like that every day? For most moments of the day? Okay. So I have a few more things I'm going to say, so I'm going to grab my script back, my little notes. And with Wally's permission, I might go 5 minutes over. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. So, Aaron, that was nice. That was what we call meditation, by the way. So anybody was afraid of that word, you just meditated, yeah? You can go post that on Instagram, not right now. Your Facebook, I just meditated, yeah. So let me give you a couple other tips maybe to find moments like that when you're feeling it. I'll start there and then I'll finish with a couple more thoughts. One thing that's worked very well for me in the stressful days where, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of meeting, phone call, meeting, and every time I'm getting pushed. And so I try to build space in my day to do at least 2 what I call mindful walks. And so if you're in Bogota, well, you guys got a lot of parks too, so finding a park would be nice. Being in nature is the best place to do it, but if you find yourself around lots of buildings, if you look up at a 45-degree angle, so instead of looking there, or where most of us are looking is like this, yeah, praying to our phone gods, look up and do this even for 5 or 10 minutes in a walk just around the block. And all you're doing is getting very curious about what's up there, because we never do look that way. And you'll see new things. You'll see a new shop, or you'll see a sign, or you'll see something. And it's just cool. And your mind will let everything else go. So you just take your walk. By way of example, a lot of times as running a company, I will be asked to go from one meeting to the next. And sometimes I will walk right past the meeting room because I'm not ready yet. Because I just got pulled in a meeting and I have all of this stuff, right? These things following me around. It's still in my head. And I'll text the meeting owner and say, I will be there in 5 minutes. and I will just go for my walk and then come back, because to be more fully present for 55 minutes of that meeting versus not present for 60 is much more valuable.